All right, we're going to call this June 27th meeting of the Coralville City Council to order. Roll call.
Gross.
Here.
Dodds.
Here.
Hoft.
Present.
Goodrich. Here. Gill.
Present.
Excellent. Everybody is here except for Marilyn Dell. Approve of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? The agenda is approved. Now is the time for citizen comments. Would anybody in the audience like to speak about something that is not on the agenda?
Oh, this is on the agenda, but there's no public hearing on it.
You'll still have a chance to talk. Is that correct? At that point on it?
You can still talk
This
then.
is the trail going to.
Yeah. So when we get to that spot, I'll give you some time to comment.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Miriam, yeah.
Hi, I'm Miriam Timmer-Hackert, and I just wanted to offer an opinion that I really like the sidewalk on 5th Street where you can push a stroller and you can even have your 5-year-old push your baby in a stroller and you don't feel like you're going to veer off into the street. But along 1st Avenue, it's 5 lanes wide lanes and the cars are going really fast, and so it's really kind of not a comfortable walk. And even if you just put like trees along the bricks or grass, somehow feels safer than bricks because like it might stop your stroller from going into the street. And I don't know if it's too late to change that on 1st Avenue, but to keep in mind for further things, think about, would I let my 5-year-old push my 2-year-old in a stroller along this? Thanks.
Great. Thank you.
I would just add that when we make the improvements to 1st Avenue from 6th to 9th Street, and that'll happen next year, we would anticipate that, I mean, the sidewalks will certainly be wider, there will be greater setbacks, and Dan, I don't know if you have any to add to that.
As you mentioned, when we do the improvement project next year from 6th to 9th, the cross section or the location of everything has already been established, so we're kind of filling in the donut hole next year. And the improved walks on 1st Avenue are 10 feet wide, and they're up against the back of the curb, but the first 2 feet are bricks so people can differentiate between the sidewalk and the street. So that is a visual and also a roughness buffer, and so there'll be 8-foot wide sidewalk. Of concrete and 2 of brick, so it's 10 effective, but it is a visual buffer.
And what are they on 5th Street? Are they 10 foot?
6.
They're 6.
6.
Okay.
It's like the bike parking ramps and trees. There's so much stuff in between, so that you
Right.
feel like you're right up against that.
We did have an exceptionally wide right-of-way on 5th Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the parking spots.
Yeah. Great. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, and one of the issues on 1st Avenue is that there's federal money involved in that as well, and so we have a clear zone requirements we have to meet on 1st Avenue, and so you can't plant, have anything that's a structure up against the back of curb, like a fire hydrant or trees, or a light, a light pole or anything, so they have to be back a certain distance, so that's another reason that they're back farther on 1st Avenue and not up against curb. They don't want a hard barrier that you can hit with a vehicle if you come off the road. They don't want you to be able to hit something like a hydrant or a signpost or a tree. So,
Excellent. Great. Thank you very much. Any other citizen comments from the audience? Of the crowd tonight, so. All right, moving on. Item 5. Coral Crossing 5th edition public hearings. Jim, the building report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I want to show you where we're talking about. This is the Coral Crossings area that we've already approved as a PUDA. This would be the extension of Jones Boulevard, Spring Rose Court, and then the interior of Blue Sage Court. If you've been out there lately, this apartment house, this 36 unit here, is already built. This duplex, these 3 fourplexes are already built, pretty much finished, and then we've already approved this area right here. So the area we're talking about tonight are these 2 lots right here, lot number 2 and lot number 5, which will be 2 more 36-unit apartment houses. So These are the two lots we're looking at. They're basically the same design as the 36 unit that's already existing. They have already been approved. The design of the buildings, the material of the buildings, the landscaping, and everything has already previously been approved through the PUDA site plan. So what they're doing now is bringing them in individually with a PUDB site plan, which will take a public hearing also. So everything that they've done with these lots, Lot 2 and Lot 5, this is Lot 5, is in compliance with the PUDA site plan they had. So this is, that's pretty much the story on these. Then I have a picture to refresh your memory. This is what the 36-unit apartment house looks like, and it's pretty much identical to the one that they are finishing up now. And the one previous to this was a 30-unit, but it's the same style. It's just got 6 less units in it. So all this was on P&Z at their last meeting, and both Lots 2 and Lot 5 were recommended for approval by a 6-0 vote.
Excellent, great. I'll now open a public hearing for this proposed PUD site. Any comments for the public hearing? I will close the public hearing. Don, the resolution.
Resolution approving the PUDB site plan for Lot 2, Coral Crossing, 5th Edition, Coralville, Iowa, is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Hof, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Hof, seconded by Gill. Discussion. Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Oh, gross. I'm sorry.
Last but not least, aye.
You don't normally have a vote in that chair.
I know, I know. Some nights I wish I didn't.
Yeah, he's voting.
Yes, I know. We called him.
Yeah, we got it. Thanks, Don. Next is for Lot 5, right? Is that correct? The building report, which I guess you just did,
I
didn't
just
you?
did, yes.
Yeah. We don't want to hear it again, Jim. We're
All right.
good. I'll open the public hearing for Lot 5. Any comments? I will close the public hearing. Don, the resolution.
Resolution approving the PUDB site plan for Lot 5, Coral Crossing, 5th Edition, Coralville, Iowa, is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Gross, seconded by Hoof. Discussion. Roll call.
Hoft.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 6, Lot 1, Coral Ridge Commerce Park, Phase 1, public hearing. Jim, the building report, please.
Yes. This is out in the Coral Ridge Commerce Park off of Cross Park Road, right to the south of the Hy-Vee gas station that already exists. We have looked at this before, and it's been approved before. It's got the 2 buildings. Each building is a multi-tenant building. But what they're doing now is they want to amend this PUDB site plan in regard to this building right here. This building hasn't been started yet. This building exists. There's 1 tenant in this building. All the parking is already in for this, and the drives are already in around this building. But what's different about this is, that wasn't there before, is they want to put a drive-through facility in this building that they have yet to build. They have a tenant that wants a drive-through. So in order to get that drive-through, they've had to modify the site plan a little bit, and it's mostly modified here in the back of it, where you come in this way and you go around the back and you come back out this way. But what they've done here is they've taken this lane back here and they've widened it out in this area right in here and brought it around here for a drive-through lane, and this is the queuing space for the drive-through lane. And then the rest of this can be a pass-through lane for people that aren't going through the drive-through. So that's one modification they've done. They've also, as you can see, the building shape is modified a little bit because of the drive-through, which is pretty incidental. But they've also moved this building a little closer to the Cross Park Road than this building in order to be able to widen this back here. So those are the major things they've done. I might also add that they've created parking back here. This is wide enough back here. It was wide enough for 2 lanes. And now they're widening it out, and it's still wide enough for 2 lanes in this area here, but they do have some additional parking back here. So that's basically what the amendments to this are. This also was on P&Z and recommended 6-0 for approval.
Great, thank you, Jim. I will open up the public hearing on this matter. Any comments from the public? I'll close the public hearing.
Back up, Jim. Jim, you bring that back up.
This? Yeah.
Don, the resolution.
Resolution approving the amended PUD-B site plan for Lot 1, Coral Ridge Commerce Park, Phase 1, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Gill, second by Goodrich. Discussion.
Jim, I have some concerns. Now, one big one, and that is the parking on the backside for butted up against the drive-through lane.
Well, the parking isn't actually butted up against it. The parking is here, and there's the straight drive-through lane between the parking and the queuing lane.
So there are 2 lanes, then the parking?
Yes,
Okay, okay.
yes.
Because I just have seen the Popeyes fiasco when they have a drive-through lane and they pull in and it's backed up, there's parking right behind it. So people can't even get out.
back out.
There's nowhere for them to go. So I guess that's fine. I see what you're saying now. There's an additional buffer lane there outside of the drive-through. Okay.
And they're also going to basically designate this for employee parking as well, so there won't be a lot
Oh,
of,
okay, good,
a
yeah.
lot of parking coming in and out.
Great. All right, thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich. Aye. Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Item 7, the IRL Drury parking ramp public hearing. This is a public hearing on the plans, specifications, and estimate of costs and form of contract for the IRL Drury parking ramp. I will now open the public hearing on this matter. Any discussion or comments from the public? I will close the public hearing. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving the plan, specifications, estimate of cost, and form of contract, ordering bids, setting a date for the receiving of said bids, and directing posting of the bid letting all for the IRL Drury parking ramp, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Dodds, second by Hoof. Discussion? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Goodrich. Aye.
Resolution passes. Item 9, property disposal, public hearing.
8.
Oh, I apologize. Item 8, development agreement, public hearing. This is a public hearing on the proposal to enter into a development agreement with CA Argent, Coralville LLC. I will begin this public hearing at this time. Any comments on this matter from the public? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving that certain development agreement with CA Argent Coralville LLC, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Goodrich, seconded by Dodds. Discussion. Roll call.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Goodrich. Aye. Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Now, item 9, property disposal. This is a public hearing on the disposal of certain real property located on Lot 1 of the Iowa River Landing, Part 3. I will now open the public hearing on this matter. Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving disposal of certain real property located on Lot 1, Iowa River Landing, Part 3, Coralville, Iowa, is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Hof, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Hoof, seconded by Gill. Discussion. Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Goodrich. Aye. Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye. Resolution passes. Item 10, Sidewalk Project 2016, Zone 2. Can I have a motion to approve pay estimate number 1, final to JDM Concrete LLC for the Sidewalk Project 2016, Zone 2 in the amount of $32,377.05?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Dodds. Discussion. Roll call.
Hope.
Aye.
Goodrich. Aye. Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
The motion passed. We're getting formal tonight. We didn't have to do a roll call vote, but I used my authority as Mayor Pro Tem to do that.
I like it.
Consider resolution, Don, on this, please, the resolution.
This will be roll call.
Okay, if I feel like it, Don.
Resolution accepting the sidewalk project 2016 Zone 2 as completed, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Gross, seconded by Goodrich. Discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich. Aye. Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
All right. Resolution passes. Item 11, Clear Creek South Floodwall Project Phase 2. This is, Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving amendment number 4 to certain professional services agreement with HR Green, Inc. for Clear Creek South Floodwall Project Phase 2, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Hof. Discussion?
It's looking great. Have you seen it?
Absolutely,
It's looking fantastic.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Item 12, Coral Ridge Embankment Slope Repair. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving proposal from Maxwell Construction Company for the Coral Ridge Avenue Embankment Slope Repair, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Dodds, seconded by Goodrich. Discussion? Roll call.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
All right.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Item 13, Iowa River Landing Commercial Condominiums. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution of intent to dispose of an interest in real property and soliciting alternate proposals for the leasing of an approximate 1,854 square foot portion of Unit 101A Iowa River Landing Commercial Condominiums to Lululemon USA, Inc., introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Goodrich, seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
All right.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye. Resolution passes. 14, item 14, State Recreational Trail.
There was a
well,
second
B.
item.
Oh, there's a B. I apologize. Letter B. Don, the resolution.
Well, thank you. Resolution setting public hearing on the plan, specifications, estimate of cost, and form of contract for the tenant improvements in Unit 101A Iowa River Landing Commercial Condominiums, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Hof, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Hof, seconded by Gill. Discussion. Roll call.
Hope.
All right.
Goodrich. Aye. Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
All right. Now, item 14, State Recreational Trails Grant Program. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving an application to the Iowa Department of Transportation for grant funding via the State Recreational Trails Program, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gross, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Gross, seconded by Dodds. Discussion.
Did you?
No.
Yeah, please go to the microphone and identify yourself, and that'd be great.
Scott Hendrickson, live in Northridge Drive. I was just excited that you guys are trying to do this. I run on that trail, and that'll be nice having that connection there. And my wife and her friend walk, and so it's kind of annoying on that dirt road. But I also like you guys to make sure you guys follow the complete streets policy. I've noticed some sidewalks don't always connect. I was walking home from Buffalo Wild Wings the other day, and the sidewalk just kind of ends at BioLife and doesn't connect up to Holiday Road. So just, it seems like this seems kind of expensive. So I don't know if as you build things, if it's cheaper to do it at that time. I don't know if that would help, but.
Great. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Ready?
Yeah, we're ready for it.
Okay. So this is a little bit different piece of trail that we would apply for under a state recreational trails program, but a connection that is very important, we feel, would be nice to make. The reason why it doesn't have a sidewalk right now, to my understanding, is because that area is considered industrial, and we don't require sidewalks in industrial areas. But we would like to, it's very heavily used. If you run it now or walk it now, you can see the cow path that people use along that sidewalk, and I think it will make a lot safer connection. So this will connect from 2nd Street all the way down to the Tom Harkin Trailhead. It's about 1,385 linear feet. And not only will this connect people from the neighborhood and from north of 2nd down to the Tom Harkin Trailhead, but will also connect trail users as we're looking at going through to Tiffin and on to Kent Park and the Amandas in the future. We don't really have a lot of places where people can get off and come to amenities like Casey's, like Hy-Vee, and come and use those for our trail users too. So that's the case I'm going to make to the State Recreational Trails Grant Committee. The engineering estimate is $363,920. It is a substantially higher number per linear feet than some of our other trails. We're going to have to consider maybe some cantilevered areas there in the area of quality care storage, as well as redoing some of the areas along the post office to make this work. It's a 75-25% grant program, so our match will be $90,980, and that will come from our hotel motel tax funding that we set aside each year for these type of projects.
Great. Excellent.
Sherry, did you have a different number than we did? The amount sounds higher than what we have here.
The total grant application is $272,940. The total trail project estimate is $363,920.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Has the design been done on that? I was just wondering, how's quality care in there? How's that going to be?
Scott Larson has an estimate done, but I don't believe he has like a solid preliminary design yet.
All right.
Any other discussion? Don, the resolution, please.
They can have a roll call.
Oh, have we done the resolution? We moved and seconded?
You're on 14?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
It was your
It's mine.
resolution, seconded by Dodds.
Very well then, roll call.
And then Scott talked.
Oh, that's right, yes. Sorry. No, you're good, Scott. It's my issue.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
All right. Resolution passed. Item 15, interagency agreement. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving an interagency agreement with the Iowa City Community School District for the before and after school program at Brolog, Van Allen, and Wickham Elementary Schools, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Dodds. Discussion.
I just want to say, Sherry, I'm glad that this has finally all come together. I know you've worked really hard on this for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
A little over, over 2 years.
it's been a lot of work, and I've enjoyed reading what we wanted 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
This does not supersede our 2080 agreements with these schools. Those are legally binding documents that spell out everything about the premises that we would occupy, how that space was paid for in the past. But what this does lay out, and for all 19 elementary schools, have a common standards of care, which was developed under the National After School Care Alliance and the Iowa After School Care Alliance, which is something that we actually developed our program around 20 years ago. So myself and several of our staff members have sat on developing both this agreement and the standards that we're going to be using. We've already gone through I guess we started 18 months ago and finished up a year ago. So on our own evaluation again of how we go through that, and we'll continue to use these standards to evaluate our progress in our programs. I think it's really great too that with this, there was never anything in the past that spelled out how we were supporting each other and supporting our learners in the district, and I think this does a nice job of that.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Mm-hmm. Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hope.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Item 16, engineering services agreement. Don, the resolution, please.
Resolution approving an engineering services agreement with Bolton and Mink, Inc. for preliminary design of the 12th Avenue ash tree replacement and streetscape improvements, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Dodds, seconded by Hoft. Discussion.
Can we get a little more explanation?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I was making a note. I was about something for the trail.
Thank you, Sherry.
This is an agreement with Bolton and Mink Incorporated to take a look at where we started with this was that that stretch of street from 6th Street down to 2nd Street along 12th Avenue is a section that we opted to not treat those ash trees. They're not in very good condition. We've had several go down in windstorms, and so we decided we were not treating those trees. So we eventually need a plan in terms of replacement. Along the same lines, looking at those sidewalks along there, if you've walked that lately, there's a lot of buckling, a lot of areas where the current trees have pushed the sidewalks up. So we're going to be looking at future, not only the streetscape, but also opportunities to improve those sidewalks, what we can do to avoid the buckling in the future and the pushing up, as well as is there any opportunities here to look at our stormwater management program and the wonderful things we've done along 5th Street and possibly bring those into 12th Avenue.
Great, thank you, Sherry. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Item 17, paying agent bond issue additions. Don, the resolution.
Resolution authorizing the substitution and appointment of Bankers Trust Company as successor paying agent, transfer agent, and registrar for certain outstanding notes and approving and authorizing the execution of a paying agent, transfer agent, and registrar agreement with Bankers Trust with respect to such notes is introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Goodrich, second by Hoft. Discussion. Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye. Item B, Don, the resolution.
Resolution authorizing the substitution and appointment of Bankers Trust Company as successor paying agent, transfer agent, and registrar for certain outstanding notes and approving and authorizing the execution of a paying agent, transfer agent, and registrar agreement with Bankers Trust with respect to such notes is introduced to adoption by Councilmember Hof, seconded by.
Second.
Moved by Hoft, second by Gill. Discussion. Roll call.
Hoft.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Item 18, commission appointment. Can I have a motion to concur with the recommendation of Mayor Lindell to appoint Karen Fessler for the vacant position left by the unfilled term of Matt Sladek on the P&Z?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gill, second by Dodds. Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Gross.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Hoft.
Aye.
Resolution, or the motion passes. Welcome Karen to the P&Z Commission. I don't see her out here, but I'm sure she's watching at home. All right. Motion to approve the consent calendar.
Move to approve the consent calendar, items A through EE inclusive.
Second.
Moved by Gale, second by Hoft. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. City Administrator's report. Ellen, what do you got for us?
Well, a couple things. Next week is the 4th of July, as you all know. Yeah, exciting time of year. First thing I'll get out of the way is, so trash pickup, the holiday's on the 4th, which is a Tuesday, so trash pickup is regular for Monday, but then Tuesday through Friday is a day late, so that's a little different than when we have a Monday holiday, so just keep that in mind. And then, of course, all of the Fourth Fest items kick off this weekend with the 5K on Saturday, free concerts on July 3rd with the Sidewinders at 6:30, and Tommy James and the Shondells at 8. And then the 4th, we have the parade at 10 in the morning and fireworks at dark. The community band plays before that. So lots for everybody to do. Everything's in St. Morrison Park. Come out and enjoy it.
Good. And Grand Marshals, the Bedfords.
Grand Marshals are Barry and Roxy Bedford.
Excellent. Great. Thank you, Ellen. Mayor's report, I don't have a lot, to be honest. So, as you all know, I was on vacation last meeting, so I wasn't here. It's good to be back. Lori, City Attorney. Oh, sorry, Don. I skipped over you. My bad.
All I would comment this evening is that your thoughts and best wishes and hopes go with Kevin, who's attending his very ill father, the reason he isn't with us this evening. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. We'll definitely pass those thoughts and prayers to him. Lori, what do you got for
I
us?
have one thing. The city of Coralville is looking to complete the final phase of the Coralville Youth Sports Park, adding some more baseball fields, and there's a lot of discussion on how to expand that, parking, facilities assessment, public easement, and so on. And so if you'd like to be involved in that, let any of us know, or Sherry Proud at the Parks and Recreation. And there will be, just be watching for some information in the news, in mail and so on, about emails and so on about that project. I'm looking forward to the 4th of July, of course. Everyone in Coralville is, and we really appreciate everyone's consideration and thoughts about our new ordinance on selling fireworks, but using them outside the city limits. And also you can buy a pin that commemorates years past for Coralville, and they're $3 here at the front desk or 2 for $5. Thank you.
Yep, thanks, Lori. I think, and I don't want to speak for the council, but if anybody wants to wonder why we made the decision we made on fireworks, one only needs to read the newspaper each day on the think page, because it's pretty telling what's happened in cities that have had a more liberal policy. Councilperson Dodds.
I think it's all been covered. I look forward to celebrating the 4th with everyone in town.
Excellent. Councilmember Gill.
Thank you. This is a date, July 1st. This is when we roll over on our fiscal year. And there's been a lot of controversy the last 17 years about TIF. And Tony, if you could just fill us in on how much money is going to the county and other municipalities because of a TIF that did not work.
So in the coming fiscal year, FY18, excuse me, there's a release from the 12th Avenue TIF to the county, and then a larger release and to the school district. A larger release in fiscal year 19 to the county and the school district and all the taxing bodies. My recollection of the county figure for FY18, the coming year, from the 12th Avenue TIF is around $300,000. And then FY19 from the mall TIF is a much larger number, but that's another year away.
Right. But again, I just wanted to say that we are starting to pay, as some people said that we never would, but the TIFs are coming off, and it's, as you look at Coralville, you can see a TIF does work. And I'm very proud of that, and I'm proud of the city for doing that. Thank you, Tony. That's it.
Yep, thank you, Tom. Bill, before I go to you, I will say one thing that I forgot to mention. I wanted to congratulate staff that was part of the community dinner. This is our second attempt at doing so, and my daughter helped work at it, volunteered, and she's only 12 and just absolutely loved it. And from what we were gone, but what I heard, it was just a smashing success and lots of folks, and so really glad that worked out as well as it did. And last but not least, Councilmember Hof.
Just happy and safe 4th, everyone. That's all.
Great. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gill, second by Goodrich. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're out of here.